What is up, YouTube? The Zelda Duelist is back at you with another deck list video. Promise you next one will be like a duel or something. Tell me what you want to see in the next one in the comments below. But basically, branded lists, my favourite deck this format. Yes, it's like my bajillionth branded lists on this channel. It's my favourite decks. I will do something different for another one, but that's what I've got. This is casual, so you may be thinking, oh, it's just a budget one. No. One of the most effective budget branded deck is buying triple of the structure deck and then making that rock and work. And many people have done that, and I'm not going to copy that. Structure deck's old news. I'm not going to do that. What you can see about my list, however, is, well, we are playing a side deck with some interesting choices, to say the least. And by casual, I'm defining this as you're not wasting all your money on Yu-Gi-Oh, but you're also got spent some into this, which I have done. You've gone out of your way, and this is something that won't win, well, regional qualifiers, definitely not a YCS, but it will definitely get you maybe a top at locals, potentially, if you play the right. Again, the deck, it's not just about the deck being good, it's all about the pilot. And that's why I believe this deck, in the right hand, can win a local at bare minimum. No, not bare minimum, probably the maximum. So yeah, I'll get into this. But before we do this deck list, I want to show you guys something. I finally got myself new sleeves. They match my lovely Magic Reaver playmat. Look at them. Nice. So here we go with this list. We are playing triple copies of Fallen Albaz. Now, Albaz, he is a card I love. Hands down. I've been playing Albaz Branded for a long time now. I don't want to figure out how long, because that'll make me upset. I played the same deck for so long, not because it's a bad deck or anything, but it's generally because I generally flick between decks for a while. Like, generally it's like, it should be like Mystic Mind, Exodia, Dark Magician, Code Talker, like, you flip between those. But I think I've been playing Branded for the longest I have any deck, except my original, which was Utopia Pendulum. Don't ask the cards for that, I've lost them over the years. Anyway, Albaz is needed at 3 in this format. You might cut down to 2 in Photon Hypernova, but for now we run him at 3. He's a good normal summon, go second. His budget super parlay. He is great 3 against Tearlament, because if they mill, let's say, one of them, you can still go for Albion to whatever, follow up. Or even if they mill 2, or you still have 1 left in deck, so Branded Fusion can still resolve. I decided to play 3 because I found when I was playing testing with my good friend Daniel that I'd always use up 2 and then I have none left in deck. Usually I get hand trap twice. So, always play 3. Put that there. For the Despias, we have 1 Aluba. I never denied I didn't have one. I said I'd give one back. Aluba is, well, the greatest normal summon of this list. Normal summon such any branded spell trap without cost. Of course, he also has a great graveyard effect when he's in grave. So, I'd say this is grave. And I have Albion in the field, say. They remove my Albion. Or I can bring out Aluba and negate something in their field. And due to a fancy card called Despia that's branded, this helps you get 2 times an access code. 2 times the access code. No, not access code talk. 2 times the Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. There we go. I think of access code because apart from I got one in front of me, generally that's where the scenario will come up in. And I'll explain that another time. Yeah, great storm on the list. We're playing 1 Despian Tragedy. Tragedy is a great card. You send it from deck, or you from banish it or send it to graveyard through a card effect, so like Branded Opening, Foolish Burial, Gold Scuff, Solar of Darkness, mainly ones, or Branded Fusion. Search for any Despia. So in this case, it's going to be Aluba, Adlib, Dramaturge. And when it's engraved, you can banish it to reset as Branded Style Trap. I'd be lying if I didn't say I've won a games because of that effect. It's a very handy card to get your hands on, and I recommend you get it. We're playing 1 Adlib. Now, I don't want to cut this. I don't feel like Adlib becomes as powerful as it was last format. However, this card's still good enough in the sense that you can use it to use multiple Mirror Jades. Again, thank you, Aluba. But you can also use this to recycle back any Despia or any fusion you need back. For example, Mirror Jade. Again, with this list, it's losing its power, but I need the Despia numbers, and I do find it to be helpful in some cases. Final Despia we're playing. 1 Dramaturge, and I will spread these out so in case you just skip through videos. Dramaturge is my favourite Despia name of them all, hands down. This is a brilliant card. It's basically infinite fusion material, as long as it's on hand or field, so you can just infinitely fuse. It's an interruption along with a 3k beat stick. The downside of Dramaturge, you don't particularly want to have it in your graveyard, and that's pretty, like, with Branded Fusion and whatnot. Other than that, it's pretty nice, and I love them so much. And it's also so shiny. Next up for the Lost package, I am playing from 1 to 3 copies, Tri-Brigade Mercurier at 3. This card, surprisingly great. So apart from it's another hand trap, which you often need, when it's banished or sent to grave, no, it's not banished, no, not sent to grave, just banished even, for something like a Allure of Darkness, Sarcophagus, Albion, you can then search for any monster that mentions Fallen Albaz or himself, as anything else in the Lost package, alongside our boy, Fallen Albaz afoot. Super polying. It's really handy to have. I love this card. In the next format, post Photon Hypernova, we're definitely going to play him at 2. But for now, it's at 3. Another 3 of from the Lost package is Springen's Kit. And Kit, it's interesting because, well, everyone goes, oh, it's just budget Aluber. Exactly. I can't afford the triple Aluber, and the proportions are usually you have triple Aluber and 1 kit, right? Well, I'm playing the triple kit and the 1 Aluber because it's what I can afford. Work smart, not hard. Again, it's budget Aluber in the fact you can search for any brand spell trap, but you have to return a card from your hand to pop the deck. If you've got a brick in your hand, for example, Raz Disciple, which again isn't really a brick, but say you want that, you can put it on the deck. Or multiple brand fusions, I want that for later. Again, it's just an odd scenario, might occasionally come up. Springen's Kit is again another one of the best non-summons to the deck. Alongside, it can special summon itself from your hand or just your hand if you have a monster dimensions fusion monster dimensions Fallen Albaz on your field or in your grave. And finally, 1 Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. I am adamant this card, finally, this is the final of the Lost package. I am adamant this card is just Albaz in his dragon form. I've not learned all the lore of the deck. If you have, tell me about it. This card either Upside Goblin, it gives you stuff in your graveyard like Opening, Retribution, or Sword, the main ones you send. But it also can be a big beat stick when you need it to just end games quickly and carefully. And that's it for the monsters. For most of the monsters, we've got some left, don't worry. That's it for Despia, Albaz, and Lost package. Next we play Double Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I know Ash has not gotten as good a reputation in this format as it has in other formats. Ash used to be a game ender card in other formats. However, this format, it's more of a case of, okay, you shot 1 tournament, this is his next 10. However, I'm playing Ash, not for my opponent's turn usually, but often for my own turn, for when it, normal summon Aluber, at the Aluber, Chain Havness. Oh, hell no. We don't want to see that. Hence we play Double Ash. Alongside that, I am playing Ash. I'm playing Triple Veiler. I find Veiler being incredibly good in the branded list for it's a light target, as well as a monster negate, meaning something like, why can't I only think of Access Code Talker? Access Code would get negated by this, and Veiler is generally good in budget builds because it's got so many common printings, like, let me just put you into perspective. This is from the Synchron Extreme structure deck, this one. It's common. This one was from the Link Strike structure deck, I'm pretty sure. And this one was from the structure deck Albaz Strike. Literally 3 different common Veilers from 3 different structure decks. And start decks. Great card to get your hands on. Necessary in this format, I believe. I'm playing 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Because, again, I needed to put cards into the deck that would help, and I felt Ghost Ogre did that, alongside it being able to, stop something. The Brave Engine that I've seen pop up more now than I have in a while. And finally, 1 Imperm. Why are you playing Imperm alongside Veiler, you may ask? Simply put, I bought one of the Cybertruck and structure decks. I would play triple Imperm if I could, but I don't have 3. great card. Basically Veiler, but better. You can do it your own turn as well if you drop for turn. Alongside, if you set it, Imperm columns, baby. Nobody remembers them. It's very handy to have your hands on. And that's it for hand traps. And then finally, the final monster of this deck. Who can it possibly be? This fella. Ra's Disciple. Because it's an easy win con against most decks, this format. Because win con, by this I'm meaning how you can beat big decks. How do you beat Tillerman? You chuck this on board, well then they can't play. No special moves. How do you beat Sprite? We'll give them this. It's level 4, meaning it's not helpful for them. Alongside, you can't special summon. How do you beat Branded? You get the gist. What it does not beat? Fluunderies. Oh, I hate Flu. But this guy's generally great out to most decks this format. Now to get onto the spells. For the branded spells, we are playing Triple Fusion. If you were expecting any less, I am calling you insane. This is genuinely the heart and the soul of the deck, and you always play Fusion at 3 if you can. Any form of branded cards. We're playing 1 opening. I'd play 3 if I could. I only have 1. This card, it's just a special summon or search for any Despia, with the discard being part of the effect, meaning Tragedy activates off it. Alongside, in Graveyard, you can protect your fusion monsters from an effect once per turn. So, if it's in Grave and you have Mirror Trade and it's getting access code effect, you can actually banish this because it's on resolution. The other quick place we're playing is 1 Branded in red. You only ever want to see, you only ever want 1, and you do never want to see more of this card in this format because it's not as powerful as it was last. Still great card to have your hands on if you can afford it. Not afford it, if you can't play it. Just only 1 needed. This is a great card to have at your disposal. However, it's not as powerful as it was. For continuous spells, we're playing 1 Branded Lost. Branded Lost is basically, well, it's protection and it's caused some ruling issues in the past. And I'll tell you this now from my own experience on how you do it. It's Chainlink 1, the fusion effect, to fusion summon with something like Albion or Lubellion. Then you do the other effects. Always Chainlink 1 your fusions. That way they can't respond to them. Any of the effects in the chain. I'm also playing 1 Branded Regained. I pulled this card randomly, and I think it's very handy in this list. Now, I don't have the Bystials, or Bystials Bistials. However, this card is also great as counterplay towards the Bistials, alongside Albion banishes, Gold Sark banishes, Allure of Darkness banishes, and if you just... That technically with Allure of Darkness is just a free draw 3 for no reason. Great card. You love to see it. And the final spell for the Branded we are playing is 1 Despia Theatre of the Branded. This card acts like renewable polymerization, and it also sets up the double Mirror Jade. Because when it reads, if a face-up non-fusion Pharaoh monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect or battle, or is destroyed by battle, you can target a level 8 or higher fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So if I have, let me grab my Mirror Jade real fast, my Mirror Jade on field, right? So we'll remove the spells real fast. And I've got this up. Yeah? This is my field, right? And we have Aluba. This is unrealistic, I know, but let's quickly find him. Let's use the entire reason this is possible. Aluba, go there. And Aluba is in my graveyard. So there's grave here. And I have a Mirror Jade effect, pitching Albion. Banish card, right? They then remove my Mirror Jade with access code, let's say. Mirror Jade effect activates, and then Aluba activates, negating the access code and summoning him to the field. Then they remove the Aluba by battle, whatever. Goes to grave. You activate this, and guess who's back? Yep, and then you can Mirror Jade again, because there's no limit to Mirror Jade's effects. When it's on, because if it leaves field and comes back, you can do it again, which is very useful to know for rulings in the future. Again, I do love me a good Theatre of the Branded. And for this Branded Traps, we play 1 Expulsion for raw locking, 1 Retribution for bringing back spells and traps alongside negates, and 1 Sword to bring back the Courier, generally. And the remaining spells we play, that's all my Branded spells traps, and these are the remaining cards we play. 1 Foolish Burial, effectively a mulligan if you send Tragedy. 1 Gold Sarcophagus, you can do it on Tri-Brigade Mercurial or Tragedy for basically another mulligan. 2 Allure of Darkness for card advantage and general just usefulness, and you banish, guess what, Tragedy or Mercuria for more searching. 1 Master Change 2, turn out Dark Claw, because we don't like Tearlament here. 1 Forbidden Droplet. Now, I did say this was casual, so I'm playing Droplet. I was given Droplet by a good friend of mine, and generally, I wouldn't say this is a great card to purchase this format. I am playing it because I do find it to be more helpful than something like, not more helpful, it's just very good card. I would definitely play 3 if I could. And finally, 1 Called by the Grave, because I fear hand traps with my life. And that is it for the main deck. Now for extra deck. This will be short and sweet because, well, it's branded extra deck and I don't really change much for a while. Playing triple Albion as a combo starter. Don't know what Albion does. Banish card when it's fusion summon, banish more fusion cards. And cards from your hand, field, or grave. Fusion summon again, and you can use its effect when it's sent to grave to add a branded spell trap to your hand or set it to your field. Triple Rebellion, discard a card, shuffle back, banish, face up field, or great cards in graveyard for a fusion summon. Triple Mirror Jade, the boss monster, I don't need to claim what this does. 1 Titaniclad to beat over towers, and 1 Break Ground to send for Mirror Jade and search for Mercuria. That's all the cards I mentioned, full of Malbaz, and that is a majority of your extra deck. I will not explain these because they don't need an explanation. 2 Masquerade and a Briskenian for the Despia ones. The Briskenian I'll get to in a minute, but Tax Dragon, it's the Tax Dragon. Have 2 up, it's 1,200 per turn, and they have a timer basically to play the game. They have under 8 plays, under 8 effects, and then they can't play anymore. Very, very funny. Briskenian, well, probably I need to fill space. I think it's very funny to summon off the Rebellion when they have like loads of like extra cards in their grave. That will very much more impact you than it would them staying in grave. For example, against Mirror Match, you can steal their Mirror Jade for no reason. If you're against Synchron, you've sent their Baron de Fleur to grave, do like Raigeki or something, you can now steal their Baron de Fleur and laugh in their face. It's very, very funny. The final extra card, you saw Master 2, you know what I'm playing, it's Master Dark Claw, baby! Hero is a great deck. I will play Hero if it wasn't so expensive. If it wasn't so expensive, rather. And this card's the tier killer because it's basically walking macrocosmos. Like, what don't you love about him? Finally, for side deck, we have 1 Ghost Sister. Because, Judge, I did not solve for time. I just used this card to get more life points than my opponent in a time scenario. 2 Kaijus. Because I like breaking my opponent's board. Speaking of breaking their board, we're playing triple Dark Riddle no more. Because I fear any negate board for that matter. For back row removal, we're playing 1 Feather Duster. And triple Cyclone. Because, again, I fear Eldritch and Floodgates. Whereas the middleman between back row removal and destroying monsters, we have 1 Lightning Storm. Again, given to me by a friend. And for destroying monsters, we have 1 Raigeki and 2 Dark Holes. I'll move Raigeki up there. And what the final card of this extra deck, not the extra side deck, Teekaboo to deal with Fluunderies because they can go jump it in a well. And that's it for side deck. And the deck in general. I hope you guys did enjoy. Tell me in the comments what I should do for the next one. If it's a duel, tell me if I should do a duel. If you want me to do another deck profile, just tell me that. You want a tier list or something, or master content, just give me a shout and I'll give it a damn try. Till the next time, cheerio. I'll see you on the next one.